Hi, everyone. Welcome to another amazing topic of conversation. And before we start, I want to thank my sponsors, South Florida PBS and their immerse exhibit, DaVinci. Please go and see it. I can personally recommend it. It's beyond wow. Also, if you're looking for a space to work in or a virtual office or just for 1 hour, Alexa's Workspaces. And if you want to dive into the world of entrepreneurship, Hermosa Mujer can help you. So, Cece, welcome.
Hello, and thank you for having me. Oh my goodness. I'm so excited to be here. Thank you.
No, I'm more excited because when we did our live event for the Power of the Heel, so many people said, I missed it. I heard it was wonderful. And that is the reason that I wanted to do this so that we can talk a little bit about what we did that day, even though that the energy of so many women together will not make up for the two of us just talking.
Right. So I should say that you ladies should have been there. You should have been there. So make sure you don't miss next month.
The
Okay.
next one.
I'm just saying, don't miss next month.
So dream it, see it, achieve it. That's our topic for 2025. If we can dream it, we can achieve it. All yours.
Well, we started the meeting last month or this month talking about resolutions, and everybody makes them. In the back of their mind, they make them. Even if they say they don't make them, they have certain things that they'd like to achieve.
Yeah,
But
it's like a new start with new resolutions.
right.
Correct.
And usually by this time of the year, all
They're
those
gone.
resolutions are gone. Like they didn't get started, false starts, like what have you. So I saw this thing called the 300 list, and it's not mine by any means. Steve Harvey came up with it. I don't know where he got it from, but I'm giving him credit. And then after this, I get to use it as my own. That's how that goes. Um,
And
but
then
it's
I get to use it as my own.
then you get to use it. You only have to give the person credit 3 times, and then after that, you get to use it. That's like the general unspoken.
Okay.
Right. So he came up with this idea of the 300 list. And what it is that you write down 300 things that you want. And it can be as simple as a toaster or taking a major trip. So, no judgment. Nobody is ever going to see this list but you. And then you
As
just,
simple as getting our closet rearranged.
whatever it is, no judgment. It can be people, it can be a person, it can be a thing, it can be
Anything.
anything that you want to accomplish. And the idea behind that is it's not a resolution, all right? But here's the trick. As you're writing the list, most people, according to Steve Harvey, he said that you get stuck right around 75. Once you've listed 75 things, you start to get stuck. I don't know if that's true or not because I just keep writing and adding to my list. The thing that makes it work is that you read it every night before you go to bed, the whole entire list, and you read it when you wake up in the morning, the whole entire list. Just read
Oh,
it yourself.
how many have you gotten? Or have you written?
You know what? I did not count mine. I'm just writing as I see them as I see something, I'm just putting it because I'm doing it in my phone, and so I can't really count. But when you accomplish whatever you want, do not take it off your list. Just put a check mark beside it or a line through it or something like that so that at the end of the year, you can look back and you can say, wow, I accomplished so much. So That's it in a nutshell.
So I have my book open to
Okay.
start doing the 300 list. And I was wondering how to divide it because it's not, I was thinking of, okay, when do I start? Because there's some things that I really want to do on different levels, on a personal level, on a company level, on a business level. So I was thinking of dividing it. Like, okay, what are the 50 things that I want to do personally? The 50 things that I want to achieve on my business? The 50 things.
Okay.
So that's where I was before even starting to write, just to organize them.
See. No, no,
No, go
no.
back.
This is just like a brain dump. Just put things down as they pop into your mind of what you'd like to accomplish or
Okay.
have or do. Just write it. Don't no rhythm, no rhyme to it. You don't have to do it alphabetically.
Not even organization, nothing. Just
Nothing,
write
nothing.
them.
Just write it. Just get it out because if you can't get it out, then how are you ever going to know that that's what you want?
Have you gotten a lot of your list done?
It's okay. So we're only 20 days in, but
Yes.
just looking at my list, I've gotten one, two, three. I've gotten three things so far off of my.
Okay.
All right. And yeah, I'm happy because, you know, they're not resolutions or anything like that, but I'm happy that I got those things done. All
No,
right.
it's really a good thing.
Right. So there's no judgment, just brain dump
So
it.
can we go back to your toaster story?
Okay. All right. So one of the things, oh, okay. Whenever I go to my mom's house, my mom lives just outside of Orlando. And whenever I go there, she's got this sourdough bread that she gets from Publix, which is a local supermarket here in South Florida. And the bread it's just sliced just right. And she's always making it for us. And she puts it in the toaster and then the butter is on it. And it is so crunchy. I mean, it is like perfect.
But it's because it's also your mom's bread, not
Okay,
in your house. That's
that
a
could be it,
different
but
story.
it gets better. It gets better. So I never eat toast anywhere but at my mom's house. I go visit my mom once a month. I never eat toast anywhere else, not at a restaurant, nothing. And so I start my 300 list and I go, what is something I really, really like? Like, I like toast, but I've never had a toaster. I'm like, that's really crazy. So I write down toaster on the list. It's like one of the first five things I write down is a toaster. And like a week later, I'm in Walmart with my grandson. And he goes, hey, Miss Cece, didn't you say you wanted a toaster? Let's go look at the toasters. A toaster on the cheap end is $9.99, all the way up. I'm like, why did I never get a
Why
toaster?
never, you never got
Why
a
did I never
toaster?
get a toaster? So I get a toaster, $14.99. Because I really wasn't really vested in this toaster, but I wanted it. But anyway, so I get the toaster and I get home and my grandkids are looking at me and they go like, wow, they've never seen a toaster. We have toasted so many things. That toaster has become like, I don't want to say not a focal point of the kitchen, but we all
What
gather
what
around
toaster?
toast for toast. So even though it's a simple thing, now, I mean, I'm teaching my grandkids how to make egg McMuffins, and we've got a little round circular frying pan, and the egg fits perfectly on that. But even all of the grandkids were all like making toast. And so
Like,
it's not the idea, well, yes, it's the idea that I got something that I wanted. But who would have thought that my four grandkids, who we all live in the same household, that it would be something that we would talk about?
but you're not seeing another thing as well, that you're bringing the legacy of your mom.
Yes, yes,
So your grandkids are gonna say, wow, the toast that my grandmother made was perfect. So
yes,
that is bringing a legacy, even with a thing that's only $14. You're
yeah,
bringing what your mother taught you, the nice memories of what you had, and you're transferring them to your
mm,
grandkids. So when they grow up, they're gonna remember that. The
right.
toast. We don't know if they're gonna have toasters.
We don't know if we're gonna have toasters, but it, it's like, yeah.
That is
So,
the beauty of the whole thing,
mm,
creating a legacy with a wish list.
correct, correct, correct. And so now I'm excited with the momentum of, if this toaster just did this, what are some of the other things on my list going to create? Because one of the things I want to do is take a cruise with all my grandkids. I don't want their parents there. I just want my grandkids.
Okay, that's one of my wish list.
Right. So see, it's just the things are just on my wish list or my 300 list, not in any particular order, but I'm like, oh, I'm excited. Yeah.
So can you imagine what it can be
You know.
if you want more things?
Mm-hmm. 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 Yeah, it's like it's amazing. So the idea is, with something as simple as a toaster. And I think this is going to be a metaphor for me for life. It's that, why was I not being kind to myself? Why was I
Yeah,
not?
why? Because I don't think it meant it. I don't think it was the actual toaster. I think it was the whole experience. Your mom's bread with the butter and the way that you remember. I think it was the memory that translated into a toaster
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
that
Yeah.
now you were able to translate to your grandkids.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. It's amazing. I never thought that that would be what I would get out of that experience of Steve Harvey telling us to do, write down 300 things that we want. Never. So what,
Well,
tell me your thing. It's dream it, see it,
see
achieve.
it, achieve it.
Yeah.
It's like you always dream something, then you can see it, but if you don't get on with it, it's never going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
There
Mm-hmm.
is a quote by Walt Disney
Okay.
that says, the way to get started is to quit talking about it and begin doing it.
Wow. Wow.
So that's a way of getting your dream started. Like I can talk about it, but if you don't get on it and start, nothing is gonna happen.
Right. Right. Mm-hmm. And the reading of your list every night before you go to bed and in the morning when you wake up, for me, it's just kind of there in the background. It's not saying that I have to achieve it. It's
No, but it's a way of visualizing it.
correct, correct, correct. You know? Yeah. So,
So based on your topic, the next event for the Power of the Heels is a vision board,
oh, I love.
February 8th. So it's a vision board on how do we want our dreams to become a reality. because it's all about that. It's not just about wanting to have a dream, but actually starting it. Because it's not going to be given to you in a silver platter.
True, true.
So, like with your toaster, you created that. I think that the magic ingredient was the TLC ingredients.
It could have been. It could have been. But see now, and talking about wanting to go on a cruise with my grandkids, we're bonding over this toaster. That they have that warm and fuzzy feeling. So later on in the year, when I want, I throw out going on a cruise, they'll be like,
Have
"Yeah,
you told them about it?
no, not yet, not yet. I don't.
Oh, okay.
No, 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 because they want to go on a particular cruise, and I gotta save my lunch money. I gotta save my lunch money before I can take them on that.
Well, you can start lower and then
Mm-hmm.
they can take you.
Right, right. Yes, yes. So tell me something that's on your list that you want to accomplish or that you want to do or experience.
Well, the first thing that I want, and I've always uh it's not that I figured it out, but nobody's gonna do it for me. I really wanted to create this amazing award for women who dare to have the courage.
Okay.
And there is this woman that has literally gone beyond, and she just accepted to receive the award. So everybody save the date, April 23rd. So now I really have to do it. Like I
Right.
visualized it, and yes, she accepted. Now it needs to become a reality.
Mm-hmm.
So there is no procrastination, there's no later day. That's it, done. So that's like on the top of my list.
Okay. Can we
And
discuss what the award is going to look like?
oh,
Is
the
it
award, I
champagne?
already know what's going to look like because I gave it last year. I took a risk and I created the first retreat for women. It was a whole day. But the challenge was to bring together everyone, and not only the business women that just think about business, or the women that are always in another world thinking that everything is beautiful. And so it was like bringing together, and I was able to do it.
Okay.
And I gave the award to two women. They were two teachers, Dr. B and Miss Joseph, that made possible the program with the Loving Me More, because they made possible bringing the girls,
Mhm.
girls that are underprivileged, that I'm trying to, and we all are because we're all a tribe of women trying to get these girls ahead. And some of them can't even come because their mothers, their grandmothers, or their fathers will not bring them.
Mhm.
So these two teachers have made possible, they go and pick them up. If the bus driver doesn't show up, Dr. B will drive the bus.
Yes, I've heard a lot about Dr. B.
So the award was already done, created, and now it's on the next level.
Okay, all right. So that seems to be something that you'd want to do for somebody else. I want to know, what's your toaster? Tell me
What's my toaster?
what's your toaster?
My toaster is to be able to go on a trip with each of my grandkids
Individually or all together?
individually.
Nice, nice.
Individually. I want to spend the time individually with each one.
Okay, that's nice. Now, do
Not
they?
with their parents.
Right, right. The parents are overrated. Like parents are overrated.
Not
So,
with their parents on my conditions. But I want to take them, I want to take them on an experience, like go back in history so that they learn something, creating a whole different experience that they will forever remember.
So I'll tell you, one of my grandsons, something that's on his 300 list is to go to a home game, a home football game for each one of the teams.
For each one of the team, okay.
Right. So and folks, don't judge me. I know nothing about football.
Oh no, don't judge me either. I have
Right?
never been able
But
to
he wants to
understand it.
go to a home game for every one of the teams. I don't even know how many teams there are.
I was going to ask you how many
Maybe
teams.
something like 52 teams or like some ridiculous number. And I'm thinking to myself, did I commit to that? I'm like, oh, wow.
And you're going to have to watch every single game?
I guess I'm going to have to learn something about football
Uh, and go. I don't know if I
and
can.
go and go and go. But, it's all about creating those memories. If I was to do that with him, wouldn't I be like the superstar grandmother,
Oh, to 100%.
wouldn't I be like the favorite grandmother? No,
A
not the favorite.
hundred
I'm
percent.
thinking to myself like, oh wow, that's a big commitment.
That's
So,
a huge one.
right, that's a huge commitment. So, I don't know. We'll see. Next year. Let get
But
back to
wait. That's on his list, not on yours.
right, but he wants to do it with me,
Ah, okay.
right? So
So that becomes your list too.
I could, anything for the grandkids, anything for the grandkids. But just something like that. And so that was one of his bigger items. Of course, teenagers, they always start off at the top. They don't have toasters. They don't need
No,
to,
they have electronics.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's what I think is so funny. But
But you know what? You can turn it all around and your toaster becomes the non-material thing that
right,
you can give.
right. Yes.
The
So
material thing that went beyond.
hmm So what we do a lot of coloring in our house. The kids all have coloring books and markers, and sometimes we would just turn off the TV when they were younger. Everybody get a coloring book, and they're laying on the ground just coloring or writing, cutting out pictures. So I guess this 300 list, it's their way of vision boarding, which
Of course.
I can't wait for your class. I mean, for your session on vision boarding. I think that is going to be like amazing. Amazing.
Yes.
Yes.
So to everyone, Cece, thank you. I hope that you start on your 300 list. So let's see how we dream it, how we see it, and then achieving it. Until next week, and above all, stay safe, and we hope that there's peace in the world. Have an amazing week.